Hi, I'm Cherie, candidate for Panama City Beach, City Council, Ward 4. I'm running because I love our city. I have the experience and dedication to make a difference here. I believe our government should listen to and work for its people. I will be focusing on our community, our environment, and I will always be an advocate for transparency. On April 21st, vote for me, Cherie. My name is Cherie, candidate for Panama City Beach, City Council, Ward 4. I approve this advertisement.
Wow, that advertisement was not ever in the plan when I was running for Panama City Beach City Council, but yet things changed. So I want to say hello, everyone. Cherie Krim. I ran for Panama City Beach City Council Ward 4 just last year. And I have to tell you, my platform was very simple: community, environment, and transparency. And our community is really important. And so that I could learn more as a newer resident here in Bay County, I decided that I must be involved and do the things that need to be done. So what did I do? I joined Leadership Bay. And let me tell you, being part of the class of Leadership Bay, I know an amazing amount of information about Bay County. And we live in one of the most amazing places on this earth. We do have the world's most beautiful beaches, but we have so much more than that. And we can be better. And that's why I'm here. I'm excited to be with you tonight to launch BayCast. It's a webcast in Bay County, so BayCast. And I'm really excited to talk about what's going on here. What is going on in our county? What is going on in the world? And what is it that you need to know? So I can give you a little background about myself if you don't know when I ran. I am a reformed Fortune 10 director. I worked for telecommunications for many years, a process efficiency expert, and I left to start my own company. And when I did that, I learned very quickly how I really wanted things to be. So I wrote a book. It's called The Business Case for Kindness. And I believe kindness is our path forward. And that is how I lead. That is how I deal with everything. And I believe that Bay County needs more kindness, and Bay County needs some truth and transparency. So that's why I'm here. I want to talk with you guys every other week, bring in some guests, just do what we need to do here in Bay County because it's important. Bay County is an amazing place. And we can be amazing. So without further ado, first topic today, and I find this really interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen with you because I have an awesome file that I created to be able to show you. Let me go here, hit share. It's fun doing all these things at the same time, and you guys will see my screen does that because of where I'm at. So, American Rescue Plan, HR 1319, the $250 and $300 a month per child, the checks started arriving the week of July 12th, just last week. So in all transparency, Bay County, did you know that not one of your elected officials voted for this? So the money that people are getting to help them with their children, especially to help with the poverty, not one of our elected officials voted for it. You can go online. I mean, I have the pictures here, but you can go online and you can see Neil Dunn. That would be a big fat no. Then you can scroll down and you can look at the senators as well. And you will see that both Marco Rubio and Rick Scott, neither one of them voted for the American Rescue Plan. So I want to be clear here, Bay County, and I'm going to come back on here because it's really important to talk about this. You're getting this money because it's needed. And it makes me really sad that our elected officials don't see it that way. And we can be better, and we can talk about that with them because the fact of the matter is, this tax credit for the children and the money that people are getting, do you know how many people I have already seen in Bay County So excited because now they can afford the clothing that they need for the new BDS rules, right? So they have to go out and buy this, and now they have the money. So, American Rescue Plan, not one of our elected officials voted for the American Rescue Plan. Not Neil Dunn, not Rick Scott, and not Marco Rubio. So, you guys are receiving money. I really hope that it helps you, because it really is important that we help each other and we do things better here. So, I hope that the money is going to good use. Propaganda. Speaking of our elected officials, I really have some interesting propaganda. So we're going to watch a video that was just last week. And I think it's really important for us to understand we're in Bay County, and Bay County needs help. And this is what our elected officials decide to do instead. So we're going to watch a video by Neil Dunn, and you guys, it's amazing. It really is the information that Neil Dunn talks about here.
Crime is up all across America, in blue cities especially. In Portland, the homicide rate is up over 500%. In Washington, D.C. and New York, shootings are up over 50% over last year. But even this isn't enough to make our Democrat colleagues back off their agenda of defund the police and to restrict your illegal gun ownership. Now it's time more than ever to support our law enforcement and support responsible gun ownership. I'd like every one of you today to take time to thank a law enforcement officer for the things they do and the risks they take for us. I'm Neil Dunn, your doctor on the Hill.
So, did you all notice, like, maybe it's just me, but he actually didn't talk about Bay County or Florida at all. Why is that? I don't know. Why is that, Neil Dunn? So let's dig in here and let's read some of the comments, because I think this is really important that we realize what it looks like. And I got to tell you, you don't even have to go in. You can just go read the comments. Stop saying that. What are Democrats doing to defund the police? You're just demonizing the Democrats. Just a few bad apples. It's total misrepresentation of the Democrats' position, which, by the way, if you dig deeper, and I know we don't like mainstream media and we want to blame lots of things, but I'll tell you, here in Bay County, what Democrat has asked, and I'm going to say it out loud, what Democrat has asked to have the police defunded? Who? Please tell me. I really want to know. I haven't seen any. And in fact, you know what's going on over at the Bay County Sheriff's Department? They're adding positions to help with the drug overdoses. And really, that's what we want. We want police, and I'm going to say this as a Democrat, we want police that are taking care of the citizens. And the fact of the matter is, honestly, I haven't heard one Democrat here say defund the police, and I've never said defund the police. I believe that we need to revamp and we need to look at things differently. And the Bay County Sheriff's is already doing that because they're realizing the new positions that they need. So very interesting to listen to Neil Dunn talk about this, because really, when you go to the fact that I sit here and I'm thinking about this. He doesn't even mention our county. So what is going on in Bay County? Bay County? That's the fun part. Let's go ahead and we're going to stop that screen. And now we're going to pull up what happened in Bay County recently. And I don't know if all of y'all know this or not. So let's go ahead and I am going to share my entire screen again. And we are going to go see what happened in Bay County recently. So Joe Moody Harris Park. Do y'all see that? White power tattoo. You got the signs there, the swastika, right? Let's go ahead and look at the other side of that building, and you will see, again, white power with the swastikas. So when we're talking about crime here in Bay County, and we've had some murders recently as well, right, on the beach in town, why would our elected official want to say those things about blue cities and not stand up and say something about this? And that right there, that's my question. Because it took the entire group of people coming out to clean up this park. The city allowed the park to sit there. I know hurricane, blah, 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 but this is what happens. Now, the man who did this has been caught, so I want to be clear on that. So he has been caught. And knowing that somebody has done this in our community, that's important for you to know, because somebody did it. Where's our elected officials? Who's really talking about it? Instead, what you see is you're seeing the propaganda and the words that are coming about blue states and blue cities. So it's really funny, right? I think back to I want to say, was it a Jade Trumbull commercial? It was somebody's commercial. And it had a whole bunch of riots in the background. Maybe it was DeSantis's. I don't remember whose it was. But somebody had this commercial back last year with all of these riots in the background, right? Did we have any of those here in Florida? We didn't. Not here in Bay County either. But yet you were using riots as something that you were using to get you elected. I find it very interesting. So, Panama City, Bay County, Neil Dunn. Where Neil Dunn? Swastika, Nazi sign, white power. How about you talk about the crime here? Let's talk about where you work for. You are here to work for the people that elected you, which honestly, I did not vote for Neil Dunn. But the fact is, he's my elected official, and he needs to work for all of us, not just for who he feels like he wants to. And that right there is the key going forward. We need elected officials that give a shit about everyone, not just about the people who give them money. They need to care about the people who live here. So that was fun. American Rescue Plan. None of our people voted for it here. Neil Dunn propaganda. That was quite fun. And the new position at the sheriff's office. So we did mention that. Now, I love it. Best ever. Let's head over to Panama City Beach. So, question. Does everybody know about the latest lawsuit? You probably know about the whistleblower lawsuit from Tony O'Rourke, the ex-city manager. And you probably have also heard of the lawsuit from the other city clerk, MJ, after she got fired. But guess what? Racial discrimination lawsuit against Panama City Beach, among several workplace complaints filed since 2018. So it's really interesting that there's now a class action racial discrimination lawsuit among 5 workplace-related complaints. And when I was running for city council, I did hear about the discrimination based on the color of your skin in Panama City Beach. And I knew that that was something that I was going to have to step up once I won. I know for a fact that they all knew, because they all know what was going on. And in fact, I had mentioned it to some people, what I had heard. So there's no excuse that they don't know what's going on. So at this point, let's just say the 37-page complaint contains numerous instances of racial discrimination, from the failure to promote, the increased workloads, the condescending and disparaging remarks that are made at them all the time, the bathrooms, not being able to use the public works bathrooms. Like, they were telling them to go down the street to use the bathroom. Really? Now, let's be clear. This lawsuit is among 3 complaints that are currently open right now in Panama City Beach. So, of course, Tony O'Rourke's, and we've talked about MJ, and then there was another one by a city clerk. There's so many pending litigations in Panama City Beach. Who's paying for it? We are, because we live in Panama City Beach. and Bay County, and they are the ones that are costing us money. I'll tell you, looking back on how Tony O'Rourke was fired, and if you didn't watch it, it was absolutely ridiculous. As being somebody who worked at a Fortune 10 company, I'll tell you, you don't treat people like that, number one. But number two, I've never, ever fired somebody without just cause out of the blue like that. And the fact and how Mark did it, adding it to the agenda at the last minute. Oh, yes. Adding it to the agenda at the last minute. And then hiring a lawyer right away so that they could own the narrative of what happened. You see, who's paying for this? Panama City Beach is paying for this. Panama City Beach has elected officials who aren't doing a good job. They're not being transparent. And, you know, how many lawsuits should Panama City Beach and the people of Panama City Beach have to pay for? Honestly, how many? That's the question. So, lawsuits. Watch out. Who knows what else is going to happen here? Because let's go to the next. Mayor Mark Sheldon. So, Mayor Mark Sheldon, I have spoken up against Mayor Mark Sheldon being transparent many, many times. But this is even more fun because I've got a fun thing I've got to figure out, right? So, according to the TDC, the Summer Concert Series sponsorship opportunities. There were 3, bronze, silver, and gold at $15,000 is the gold, right? And so it has to be renewed annually. So the only people who could have gotten their logo on this was by paying money or doing in kind. So, question, does everybody know that Sand Jam and Gulf Coast Jam are companies that are the mayor of Panama City Beach runs? Did you know that? In fact, it's really fun because you can look them up. If you haven't been out there to Sunbiz, you can find everything on Sunbiz and you can see the legal entity name and you can see who owns it. And right there, Mark owns this. So we have on here, right, at least 2 sponsorships from the mayor. But then we have the Parks and Rec and the beach. So that's 2 more. So, and all of these seem to be the same size. So I have to assume they all gave $15,000 because it says logos would be smaller. But I don't know. It's very interesting because, 2 of the mayor's companies are right there. And speaking of Pepsi Gulf Coast Jam and Sand Jam not in the sand, really shouldn't be Sand Jam anymore, don't you think? Because that was the whole point of having a concert on the beach. And what happened? No Sand Jam? No, it's going to Frank Brown Park. And funny part, do you guys know who and when they want to move it to? They want to keep it in Frank Brown Park, but then they want to move it. They don't want Sand Jam to be in an off time. So, Gulf Coast Jam, Sand Jam, both owned by the mayor of Panama City Beach, who also receives an enormous amount of money from the TDC to run those concerts. I want to say it's $730,000 a year to run those 2 concerts. So he gets the money from the TDC, and then he gave the money back to the TDC. I'm very confused. But that's not really the point. The best part of everything is on Thursday morning, you guys, 9:00 is the city council meeting over on the beach. And you just really, Resolution 21-196 and Resolution 21-197. So we'll just start with 196 and then we'll go. So they basically have a resolution that they want to change, and this is for the This one's particularly R&M Entertainment LLC. And R&M Entertainment LLC is, again, owned by Mark Sheldon. You can look it up online. It's out there. So what they want to do is they want to, and this is the one that runs the Gulf Coast Jam. No, that the Sand Jam is this one. They want to change the dates of the concerts. They want the concerts to be at different times. So bold and underline, right? And they want Frank Brown Park to be that place. So looking at the dates, it used to be in the spring when in an off time when nobody was here. But now they want it in times, let's see. So we know for 2022, they want it September 30th, 2023, September 29th, and then in October, etc. So you have, like, they want to move all of those concerts into those different times. And really the first week in October, that's kind of random because there's a lot of things going on in October. But the funny part of all of this, as I'm sitting here pulling this out, is R&M Entertainment over here. Mayor Mark Sheldon. How can he sign a resolution and agree to a resolution for his own company? No. He needs to back out. He doesn't need to be in the middle of any of this because these are his companies trying to get these dates changed. So that's first and foremost. So that's R&M Entertainment LLC. That is the company that runs Sand Jam. And again, it is owned by Mark Sheldon. So next up is the 21-197, which is for PCB Entertainment. And guess what? That is for Gulf Coast Jam. And again, Mark Sheldon owns it. And so they're trying to change again the dates for that. And so instead of having Gulf Coast Jam during Labor Day, which is, it's usually that Labor Day weekend, they want to change it to be more like Memorial Day or the beginning of June. That's really interesting. So they want to change Gulf Coast Jam to be June 3rd through the 5th in 2022, and then June 2nd through the 4th in 2023. So right there around Memorial Day. So they're trying to mix these up, right? Gulf Coast Jam has always been for Labor Day, but now they're trying to move it. Interesting. But again, back to the resolution. Mayor Mark Sheldon. This is his company right here, PCB Entertainment. How can he sign something that he shouldn't be going? This is his company. This is called a lack of transparency within our elected officials. So I hope everybody gets to go out and talk at the city council meeting about this craziness, because I have to tell you, people didn't know Mark owned these companies. I can't tell you the hundreds of people are like, I wouldn't have voted for him if I would have known that's what he did. He didn't tell me that that's what he did. He just said he owned a company and he said the name, but they didn't know what PCB Entertainment does or R&M Entertainment, right? I mean, you've got PCB Entertainment LLC and R&M Entertainment LLC. I mean, multiple companies, one for each concert, right? So why is his name on those? Going to be interesting. So next on the agenda is COVID. And I know we don't want to talk about COVID. Bay County. So looking, and I'm going to share some screen here with you, because honestly, you can go get a COVID shot and they're free. COVID vaccination shots are free. I've had mine for months now. And I'll tell you, the worst thing that happened to me is I had to sleep. I was tired after I got my COVID vaccination. But otherwise, I had the Pfizer and I've had both shots. Metal things are not sticking to me. I don't have a tracking device in my arm because of the shot, because we like our conspiracy theories here. But the fact is that now COVID rates and our COVID hospitalizations are going up here in Bay County. And we need to know that. And part of the issue is, and I'm just going to share here, and I'm going to share my entire screen again with you, because we have, it's always fun, me and my tattoo picture. We have, when you actually look at COVID vaccinations here in Bay County, We only have 32.25% total population that's fully vaccinated. And you guys can see, right? The darker blue is more vaccinated, the lighter blue. And in fact, even most of the people over to the east of us are more vaccinated than we are. But we're only at a 32.25%, you guys. And that, I wish I understood why we don't want COVID vaccination shots. I just don't want any more people to die. And I say this in the best way I can because, and my cat showed up back here, which is always fun when she wants to walk around and be part of the show. That's Ella. I can't tell you how many people I lost, how many people I knew that died from COVID, how many people I know that lost parents, who lost grandparents. And I know I'm going to sit here and cry, but there's no reason not to go get a COVID vaccination. Literally, it's just like getting your measles, mumps, and rubella. I don't want people to get sick. I don't want people to have any of the issues that they could have with COVID. And at only 32.25% vaccinated here in Bay County, we can be better. Go get your vaccination shot. It's out there. It's free and you can get it. It's for everyone because I don't want any more. I'm really tired of people dying. I will be honest. Makes me cry, makes me worried. I mean, I had just started working with a gentleman and I had talked to him on the phone just once. No, twice. I talked to him the day he entered the hospital with COVID. 5 days later, he was dead. Just like that. And he was absolutely fine. That is why it matters. I don't wish bad on anyone because kindness is our path forward. Go get your COVID shot, Bay County. It's awesome. It'll help you. I don't want anybody to get sick. So, COVID-19. And I got a little tear in my eye. Last, I want to talk about events. And I've done really well. I'm not even over 30 minutes yet. So trying to keep this short and sweet. And as we go on and getting guests on and getting more information, because I'm here to take questions from you. And I honestly don't know if anybody has put anything on Facebook. So I'm going to go look because I'm out here on my own doing this and seeing what is going on. So let me go see here if there is any comments. Let's see. I don't have any comments. I know that there were some shares, but I don't see one. And comments. And see, and now I'm like, watching myself online. Very fun. So events. We have a great weekend lined up. There's so many awesome things to be done. So Friday night, online, if you go online to the Arc of the Bay, the Kohl's Charity Fashion Show for the Arc of the Bay is Friday at 5:45 p.m. And it is such an amazing thing. If you haven't watched it or been a part of it, I encourage you to do so because the Arc of the Bay is an amazing charity. And just knowing how much joy this particular event brings, it's worth it. And then at 7 p.m. over at the Oaks by the Bay in St. Andrews, it is Movies in the Bark instead of park, right, for your dogs. And it's actually a dog's journey. So they're going to be playing that movie on Friday night. Saturday night, there's a couple things going on. 5 p.m. There is a fundraiser at the roller rink for the Sugar Sands roller dolls. And if y'all didn't know, oh my goodness, Sugar Sand roller dolls, we have a roller derby team here in Panama City. If y'all didn't know about them, the roller dolls, Sugar Sand roller dolls, they're amazing. So they're doing a fundraiser 5 p.m. So if you want to go over at Skater's Choice, it's 5 to 9. And that will be on Saturday. Also on Saturday at 8:30 in the morning, I skipped this one. There is the beach cleanup over at Pineapple Willie's, benefiting Toys for Kids. And they will be giving Toys for Kids $10 per person for everybody who shows up to clean the beach. And it's really important. Do you guys know how many thousands of pounds of trash people leave here? I stepped up with environment. I own a beach access, my company and we actually go and clean it once a month and make sure. And you'd be amazed. Like, people just don't, it drives me crazy with the visitors. Clean up after you're here. So lastly, there is also a Young Democrats meeting. So if you were ever wanting to join the Democrats, the Young Democrats, which is 40 and under, they have a meeting on Saturday. You can email me at cherieforpcb@gmail.com and I'll get you the information. As well as if you do want to join any other Democratic group here in Bay County, I can help you. I am the vice president of the Democratic Women's Club, and I'm also part of our Democratic Executive Committee. It is very important that we understand that it's not us versus them. And the way the media portrays things, it's always an us versus them, right? Republicans versus Democrats. Let's start thinking in our community. What are we doing to help our community? That is our key going forward. Working together. Number one, electing officials who give a shit. Number two, electing officials who will be honest and transparent, because that is a problem. Just as we've seen here over on the beach with Mark Sheldon, it's a problem. Third, somebody who gives a shit, honesty and transparency. What's the third? Generally a good person? I mean, at this point, I would like to not have adult bullies running things. You know, those who scream the loudest. I mean, Mark Sheldon, when he fired Tony O'Rourke, I just watched him. All I could think about was bully, bully, bully. He wasn't getting his way. He didn't like him, and he found a way to get rid of him. That's how I saw it. That's how a lot of people saw it. And the fact is, we don't have to have elected officials like that. We can have elected officials who give a crap about us. Now, it's important, especially here in Bay County. Do we have any clue how many FBI investigations we have here in Bay County? That's a really good question. How many? Many, many, many. That's why it's time for us to elect good people. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, if you think any form of discrimination should be allowed, why? We're all here to work together. I don't care the color of your skin, who you love, what language you speak. I don't care. I don't care if you're purple and you want to date somebody else who's purple. The fact is, the discrimination that we have allowed, and I say we have allowed, because we don't always realize it's there. The microaggressions, whew, we do have some of those going on. But we don't have to have discrimination here in Bay County. Not like what the lawsuit is over on the beach, the swastika over in the park. What is this? This isn't who we are. Bay County can work for everyone, and I really want to help us get there. My name is Cherie Krim. I am the founder of Be Kind to All. I am the author of The Business Case for Kindness. I'm also, as you guys can see up in this corner, it's always fun to do your hand, 3CC campaign management. So I am here to help people who want to get elected, because I am tired of us electing people who don't give a shit, who aren't honest and transparent. So if you're thinking about running, or if you even have questions, reach out to me, cherieforpcb@gmail.com, because the fact is, I want to help you. I want to help get good people elected. I want us in Bay County to be proud of where we live. And honestly, I'd like to say, hey, my county doesn't have any FBI investigations. How about yours? I know I cracked myself up. But so I hope everybody enjoyed this information. I know it was a little different than we've had out here on Facebook before, especially in Bay County. But I am super excited to be here. Every 2 weeks on a Monday, I'll be down here and we'll be talking. Sometimes they'll run longer, sometimes they'll be shorter. But what I know is that Bay County, we can all work together, because it doesn't need to be us versus them. It needs to be us electing and being with people who are honest, because we don't need dishonesty. And we don't need the lack of transparency because that's what's gotten us here, right? I mean, think about all the lawsuits. There's no reason for this. We can be better than this, Bay County. And I'm here to help us build better, right? Community, environment, and transparency. My name is Cherie. I thank you so much for spending some time with me tonight. And we got to get some honest people in here. And I know that you guys believe it as well. And we will get there. It's going to take some time. No more us versus them. Truth, honesty, and transparency. It's not hard. I hope everybody has a good night. And I will see you next time.